Hello, my name is Tanay Tiwari and welcome to Buzz This Week, the only show that's as consistent as the rising petrol prices every week. वो भी हर हफ्ते होता है, हम भी हर हफ्ते आते हैं. On the show this week, WTC Final draws closer. India squad for Sri Lanka, the joy and despair. England's headaches online and offline. And hi Shakib, why Shakib? Yes, the World Test Championship Final is drawing closer. It is so close that this time next week we may have the world's first World Test champion. And Team India is prepping hard for it in their intra-squad game, where a number of Indian stars shone really bright. Rishabh Pant scored a fantastic quick-fire century. Shubman Gill was amongst the runs, Ishant Sharma was picking up wickets, and all of these are heartening sights for any Indian fan. But Indian fans, इसके पहले कि आप लड्डू order कर दो खुशी में, let me tell you that New Zealand played an actual test series and won an actual test series against England, their first in England since 1999. And the only headache that they perhaps came into that series with was Ross Taylor's form. और वो 80 रन बनाकर second test के first innings में Ross Taylor ने Saradon की तरह वो भी कम कर दिया. And then there was Matt Henry who was picking English wickets, लेकिन दर्द Indian fans को हो रहा था. Which means that if you say that New Zealand start the WTC final with an advantage, आपका शायद KBC में selection ना हो, लेकिन आप गलत नहीं होगे. Ashwin also believes the same. He believes that New Zealand will start with an advantage because they've played Test cricket in England in the build-up to that final. But I don't think this Team India cares much about reputation or advantages. They didn't do that in Australia. They didn't do that versus England at home, and I don't think they're going to start come the World Test Championship Final, where I will be there with you. Okay, we will be there with you. And I am really excited for the World Test Championship Final, for Cricbuzz chatter to return. आप लोग भी excited हो ना? While Team India preps for the World Test Championship Final, there's another Team India. Yes, those are the signs of the times. There's another Team India in Mumbai quarantining and preparing for the Sri Lanka White Ball Tour. The squad for which was announced last week. Shikhar Dhawan will lead this squad, Bhuvneshwar Kumar will be his deputy, and there are a number of uncapped players who've made their way into this squad. And this might perhaps also offer a peep into what the Indian selectors are thinking vis-a-vis the T20 World Cup later this year. There are various names like Chetan Sakaria, Nitish Rana, Devdutt Padikkal, Ruturaj Gaikwad, Krishnappa Gautam, most of them earning a call into the white ball squad on the back of their IPL performances. But there were others who missed out as well, and they ruled their missed out chances. But a conspicuous absentee from that squad is that name of Rahul Tewatia, who was in India's T20 squad in the previous series, didn't get a game, and it seems like he's dropped without even getting a game. But the one man who will have his eyes set on performing really well for India is Hardik Pandya, who said that he really wants to bowl in every game come the T20 World Cup because that helps the balance of the side. और ये सुन के ना, Indian fans are going like... I'm not sure though that the English fans are as happy as the Indian fans because their team is batting like some of their old tweets, and some of their old tweets are like none of the tweets should be. After the ECB launched an investigation into Ollie Robinson's tweets from the past, there were other tweets that surfaced of other players. Ollie Robinson, of course, after having a spectacular debut at the Lords, has now taken a break from all cricket because of his previous tweets, which were racist and sexist in nature. But now there are names as big as Eoin Morgan and Joss Butler within that spotlight. ECB, which means, has launched a review into all social media accounts of players and stakeholders and has promised action in case there are objectionable contents found there. My advice to English cricketers is, abhi bhi samay hai, if you know what I mean.
बिल्कुल रिस्क नहीं लेने का.
I have a question for Shakib, but मेरी समझ नहीं आ रहा कि मैं ये सवाल करूं या नहीं करूं.
करो ना भाई.
Okay, sorry. I'll just give the news. In a game in the Dhaka Premier League, Shakib Al Hasan did this and then apologized. But then Bangladesh Cricket Board decided to ban him from 3 games because this isn't the first instance of Shakib being involved in an altercation on the field. He's lost his temper in the past as well. There is a pattern there with Shakib. So Shakib, my question is, आपको गुस्सा क्यों आता है? लेकिन शाकिब भाई, इससे पहले आप गुस्सा हो, सवाल मैं पूछ रहा हूँ लेकिन शब्द इनके।
प्लीज भाई, मैं भाई समझ के बोल रहा हूँ।
गुस्सा तो वैसे फाफ डू प्लेसी को भी आना चाहिए था because of that nasty injury that he picked up while playing for the Quetta Gladiators and while fielding on the boundary. It was so nasty that his family got concerned back home in South Africa. But शायद फाफ को याद ही नहीं रहा हो कि उनको इंजरी हुई है. Or maybe Faf was just too happy because his South African side in the West Indies won by an innings in the first test match, and everything that could go right for South Africa went right for South Africa. Henrik Nokia, Kagiso Rabada picked up wickets, Quinton de Kock scored a majestic century. South Africa returned to their dominant ways in Test cricket after a while, and it was a heartening sight for any Test cricket fan to see. Talk of heartening sights for Test cricket fans, ICC's Hall of Fame, come the World Test Championship, has inducted some of the stalwarts of the game into that Hall of Fame, which includes players like Kumar Sangakkara, Andy Flower, Desmond Haynes and Bob Willis. A massive congratulations to all of them. Your bus challenge this week is a little tough. You have to listen to the song Surur on loop for 10 times. Mazak karo. Kaise possible hai? Your bus challenge this week is to pick a standout performer, predict a standout performer in the WTC Final. I'll bite. I think Virat Kohli's long due century is going to come in the World Test Championship Final, wrestle the momentum back from New Zealand, and India are going to win this World Test Championship Final on the back of a stellar performance from Virat Kohli. What is your pick? Tell us using hashtag Buzz this week. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. पते आपको सारे पता हैं, बस भेज दो. That's all that we have for you in this episode of Buzz This Week. Until next week, remember, अगर इस हफ्ते पेट्रोल के प्राइसेस ना भी बढ़े, टेंशन मत लेना, वो कंसिस्टेंट नहीं हो सकते. हम हैं, हम फिर आएंगे अगले हफ्ते.